win percentage. 5 wins and 13 losses currently puts them at 27.8%.
Well, maybe on the CT start of things, and it would be nice if they can at least bolster some sort of basis to work from on the CT side with a pistol win. As unlikely as that might seem, as you just mentioned right there. The Outsiders are still playing tentative, though, just in the longhouse control, not taking it anywhere else on the map.
But they've got James as a slight spotter up in that top mid position, just in case there is any counter-aggression if Masuda wants to start lurking away from that short position and trying to get eyes down onto mid. They've taken long without any challenge at all. They've got the opportunity of getting a player down into the pit, using one of those smokes down towards CT spawn, and Magic's just trying to defend from the top side.
And taps forward ahead of the man. The Goosh is down onto Buster. It's ZywOo that kicks things off on the right foot for the CT side. Magic still working into that long position as Jakindar charges forward. Does get dealt with. ZywOo is traded at the very least. Sorry, 4 versus 3 can ensue for the Vitality side. Flitz still fighting in from short as Kicker strikes on towards long, and both those players can combine, get their headshots together and look for the last man on the A site itself. James strikes back towards mid, gets the pre. It's Masuda standing alone, gets himself a frag and does have bomb in his domain to hold off against 2 more T-side players. He's forced on a reload and he's well aware of Flit, maybe less so of James. He knows he's going to be coming in from mids from somewhere. Will he go back towards CT? Yes, he will. Out towards Elevator now. Masuda backing up, trying to find the angle, making some noise. They know that he's vacated the site.
This is perfect timing for James to work with, and what a recovery that is for the Outsiders when you put yourself in their position and think.
The second one towards the boost bot eventually does come through. Buster, meanwhile, acting out to the tunnels, making a lot of noise and charging forward into the hands of Magisk, who gets the kill. 5 versus 3 now. James next up to face, Masuda next to full. ZywOo will get one more tag off against him as Jakindar will get the trade back to a 3-on-3. Should grab the rifle with the SMG instead, and now charge into Apex, the lone defender of the A site.
And they've got the information that they've cleared out all of the upper tunnels, but now the presence comes down onto the bomb site. Apex dealing with one on the long players now with the bomb.
Now recognizing that there's nobody else on short, the taps continue to come forward from that Deagle. The flashes also after the long control. He's desperately hunting for that kill, and that player is blind as a bat, but ultimately nothing more coming forward for the Vitality side. Still the 3-on-2 advantage as the engagement comes from Kicker, does find his kill in the round to a 2v2 scenario, but low HP across all the Outsiders here.
Very difficult because now they're retreating from the long control. They don't have that information to work with the map presence. Deagle out from mid should be able to catch off James, and now Kicker's the last one left up with top mid from the bomb. Dupree seeing that, just wasting time at this point. 20-odd seconds left on the clock. Kicker's on 3 points of health. Needs to get this duel turn into the 1v1, but doesn't quite come through.
Inbound now for the Outsiders. Utility flashes thrown over. Dupree will get caught by it. Magisk can swing, take a kill on Flit. Alongside Buster falling. Jakindar with one decent trade. Kick up with another. Dupree, lone man standing on the site itself. Doesn't get away against James Orb. The bomb can cross. It can get planted. 2v2 on the retake again.
Without a kit to work with, it's going to be tough. And you wonder if Outsiders want to try and fight immediately. James going to get that molly down towards Windows. Slow the whole round down for Vitality.
Stop any progression in that particular part of the map up. In from the B doors, they'll look to go. Masuda just peeking in slowly, gonna flash his way over. Eyes turned away. ZywOo gonna peek ahead of the flames, catch Jakindar with a quick no scope, and Masuda can respond with the M4. Lock it in, a second round for Vitality.
A very good idea there of what Outsiders wanted to do. So James was holding the mid-cross with the AWP. He actually chucks a smoke up to Jakindar, who's one of the A fakes, to try and draw the util over AWP. 2 opportunities of those straight duels in mid have gone the way of the CTs.
I mean, looking into more details as well, you also see how awkward that boost has been set up by the T-side line, how many times have been fluffed there from James and whoever's below him. Speaking of fluff-ups, this could be one right here for the Outsiders. Vitality pushing in to the long house. The one time the T's don't contest it, and it could lead to the biggest of backstabs. Apex spots Kicker, but he's looking for more. It's the lone lurker in the mid position. The kill gets found, and now they lock it in. They've got to commit hard to the ace site. ZywOo standing ready to receive them as Masuda tries to lock in the backstab. Doesn't get away with the kills back. ZywOo does find one. Flick tag to 22. ZywOo makes it a double up on Jakindar, and Vitality
waiting for a util placement to go down, and then he can start to act.
Smoke's on. ZywOo looks towards the outside of said smoke, gets the shot off and dives back down towards CT. Still looking for an angle with an M4 right behind him. Another one onto the long control as well. It's an AK in the hands of Masuda. Flash is continuing to keep him blind. Apex starting to tank some damage, as is ZywOo here. Continues to look for the angles though. 20 seconds, the T's are going to make an action, and Flit will finally fall alongside Kicker to the hands of Masuda. Jakindar finds his flank, looks for Apex, and transfers through the smoke as well. Needs to get the triple, but can't quite lock it in. If James can do so, got to grab the bomb, got to get the plant immediately.
Get that bomb down, then see if he can set himself up for the 1v2. They're not giving them respect, they're charging.
They've seen the jump face. James now knows what's going on. AWP against them both. Shot doesn't connect as dupreeh peeks with Major Spate. Try and go their way from mid to B. Magisk counter flash. Him and dupreeh standing alone once again, siphon off from their teammates. They've got to stand and fight and hold down a site. They do lose Magisk, but dupreeh makes it a double. Only a double. A 3v3 for the retake.
Outsiders really need to try and take a duel, and that's why James got so aggressive out from window. Perfect flash drives him away.
Gonna find an angle ahead of the Xbox, though. A crack has been found. Nothing definitive. The real attention turns towards Buster here in the corner. Do Vitality check this position because he could be the round winner right here. Masuta and Apex both checking the tunnel's entrance kill. Found Spray. Not quite great for the second man. Now James got a lot of work to do covering both sides of the site. Peeks in and misses his shot. M4 gets traded up by Yakinda. And now it's ZywOo taking one and not hitting the no-scope on the second. Finally, the Outsiders break the streak.
Teammates around him. ZywOo with the AWP, making sure there's no wrap to come in from the upper tunnels. Magisk just trying to get a 1-for-1. Doesn't quite happen. It's the information, though. The players spotted around that top mid position and the bomb, too. But they lose Masuta. The trades keep coming.
Apex holding onto that position very nicely here. It was going to be a case that they only lost a rifle versus pistol trade, so it would have worked out better for the Outsiders. Now Galil going to get traded back and passed off towards James here. Flit will try to recover that weapon. Forward. Ooh, footstep noises being made. Apex gonna catch him. Headshot found. James got to find the trade, desperately so, and indeed he lands it with the bomb being given away the information. He might try the rotation. Indeed he will. Buster's gonna catch both their backs turn. A lineup moment, but only for a moment. A moment which he didn't shoot either. And now gonna draw their attention back. The bomb's still gonna commit to the B site. Buster's gonna get overwhelmed here. Surely he must against two players. He can't hold off forever. And indeed ZywOo catches the frag.
In theory, it's the right play. You've gained the B site. You want to bring that bomb over. But because the contact gains so quickly, look how long it's going to take James with the bomb to get right back over. ZywOo gets caught down into the lower tunnels. He's got to get the smoke into mid to lean up to A.
Flash is going to try go for a directive face. James. 17 seconds. He's got to try win the fight now. dupreeh's watching it from the mid doorway. AWP not even required. A 5-7 gets the killing blow that wins the 9th round with the Vitality. Position's going to allow a quick peek in from Flit. It depends on timing. Turning away from it. ZywOo so close, and they engage early. They disallow any chance for that flash to have any sort of effect. Smoke goes down as Flit falls with it.
That setup's just been broken, and now for James, he's got to try and relieve some pressure away from Kick It down onto the bomb site, playing out from Ramp, because Vitality are coming in for numbers.
Oh, the kill against ZywOo not found. It's him, Magisk, and Masuta that overwhelm the Outsiders here on the A bomb site. Buster can at least get one trade, but up against 4 more players, all going for the hunt against him. Maybe catch ZywOo as well. They're running out of ammo against the 3rd and 4th players who are peeking in against him. There's no chance of a retake, let alone survival. There's 10 to the board of Vitality as they do find that pistol. Kills, one blind just by using sheer willpower and prediction, and it's a 5v2 now. The Outsiders bringing this back from the brink. The blind fire from ZywOo can be just as effective as Flit will finally fall, but still to the 2-man advantage. 2 players on the site, 2 flankers inbound from CT and from Long. The longer they wait, the better the chance that Buster can strike against them. Both players known, but Kick-Up will also end up falling, so things are starting to unravel here for the Outsiders as ZywOo watches and Buster gets picked up. Somehow they brought this back to a 2 versus 2.
Apex even going to clear out
No
the
way.
forward area. Yakinda's the last one left. Out to get right with that CZ, losing all of his teammates. And Vitality just trying to toy with him. Tap that bomb, draw the fight, force that CZ out to the open, and they make it happen. What a round in from the 2 of ZywOo and Apex to keep drawing the mistakes. Outsiders, they can't afford to put themselves in a retake scenario, Jay, and now Vitality are going in for the long contact.
It's all going to come down to the straight Angels here for the Outsiders. Smoke's coming in. James going to get boosted up once again, or at least attempt to do so. Look to the site. Kicker expecting a counteraction boost. Flashes in, or duck down. Apex will get caught. The shot misses. James going to fall away. Buster can find the trade back. 7 seconds. Bomb's got to get denied. Masuta will fall for it, but Magisk locks in the site. James connects the shot, and dupreeh is left alone. Planted away from him as well behind the boxes. Not here for long. And as soon as the CTs realize where he is, they should be able to secure the defuse from that. 1 player crossing, shot missed out. The defuse will get stuck from here. No wallbang potential. Does land on Buster at least. He's attempting to find something through the wall, but just not on the right position, not at the right timing here. And it will be around for the Outsiders camp. Vitality not From mid, the bomb on his back here. Apex actually gets into CT in the midst of the chaos, and that short control gets Yakinda. Flit's going to challenge it, and Apex wins the fight. It's Buster alone on B now. Smoked out to stall it. Needs his teammates to find a trade on Apex and get back to this position. Try and hold down some sort of advantage, and indeed they get that trade. Where do Vitality go now?
What a brilliant smoke in from Buster just to stall that play. Because like you mentioned, they lose the CT play of Apex. 30 seconds on the clock. You've got to start counteracting in mid.
Sees Masuta, but Masuta wins that fight. Smoke CT, and they're going to try and commit towards this. The AWP, blind as a bat, getting a couple of close shots, but they do not commit. Buster now in the corner, spots Masuta, but Masuta domes in a double, and it's James now switching to the AK, charging ahead of the smoke with no kit and no util. He's seen one on the floor, but he's got to commit to this retake now. Magisk up in the window, and he's waiting for this player to peek him.
Oh, timing's going to be everything, and Vitality just know we don't need to overface. We just need to peek together. And James trying to get out the aggressive duel, but it's not coming at all. Majest finally aggressing through the window, 16-7. That felt like a breeze for Vitality in map 1, Jay.
2-0 fashion. Let's find out whether they can do on Inferno in the second map of our best of 3.
For the Outsiders, getting off to a start, getting off to a lead is going to be everything on the CT side, and they're just going to leave Buster alone to play over to the B side. The rest of the players are stacking here quite heavily in from the brackets position, and James is just spotting for information out of Boiler.
Jump facing, making some noise. They have players that are leaning into underpass. Suta will be the first contact in the apartments themselves, but very little being seen outside of that. Vitality extremely passive, which has characterized how their matchup has been played out so far. Outsiders, nothing to bite on.
Magisk just clearing out some of this area towards the top of Banana, but even with that in mind, he's got some util that can follow in from Apex. How much is actually going to be leaned over towards this B side? Go and get a lurk smoke down, try and see if they can sell the idea of something over towards B. The rest of the players are in apps.
They can charge forward and see what's really going on. They won't break up this 4-man stack. He will end up falling for it, but now Jamin, Yakinda, and Kicker have got a clean house against him. Jamin will be responded to by ZywOo. 3v3 scenario. Bomb has been dropped on the short position, and Yakinda is rotating to angle. Magisk still with a backstab potential, still sat there in the banana position. He's got to try to join his teammates, because that bomb is lost to the Vitality side.
Get a big wrap right back in towards City Spawn could be an option. ZywOo just trying to get that bomb back, get into the bomb site, get that down, and then put the pressure on from the post plant.
Well, Magisk will get caught off towards mid. The concessions made towards long will allow the bomb to get planted. Apex watching for both those short players. Should have seen info onto at least one, maybe two of them. ZywOo now going to peek alongside and try to catch off Yakinda, spot the player, but still unable to get the kill. Now turns attention towards long, but just not at the right time as Buster catches his head. It's Apex alone in the 1v3 clutch. 2 heads to find out here towards the shore. He gets one, but not quite a second. And Outsiders secure the opening pistol.
And Vitality just running into the stack in that sort of play. They get 2.
Shoulder bait does bait out the M4 to make a mistake on the molly at quad. Flit still gets the kill, burns to 21 HP, escapes with his life. Kicker has also got to do the exact same, but he stands and fights, and that leads to a 4v4.
Now, while this is all in play, the distraction over towards brackets is allowing Majest to create some space to get an idea of pressure being applied down towards that top of Banana. Yakinda overextending goes straight into the hands of Masuda, and now the wrap into CT and pressure onto B can be applied.
2 players to hold it. Scout, James. A couple of shots against Masuta, but not quite landing them. A third one taken, but ultimately leading to his death. Buster with his eagle. Can't hold on forever. Vitality will overwhelm the Outsiders for their second round.
dupreeh just lurking in the apartments. We saw last round he was in the same position, wasn't able to find impact when it comes to dealing with the saving players. This time around, though, it's a very different outcome. 2 on the ball. Jay misses that first connection, looks to reface, and gets peeked on from Masuda.
You need to hit that second shot at least, and James can do so. 1 man down on the A-side defense. Smokes in at Moto, keeping Kicker protected for now. He sprays through against the boost-up players, though. Should see them coming in. The nades back might do some significant damage. In fact, it gets Masuta. 4 versus 4. Magisk also going to get caught off by Buster. dupreeh seeing the edge of the smoke. Kicker running out of ammo, though. Maintains the 4v3 scenario for the Outsiders. That backup is not rotated, but I don't think it's needed with Kicker and Buster finding their double apiece. And Apex alone in the 1 versus 4. Does find that one trade. No more, though. That bomb going to commit towards that B site though, and ZywOo pulls distraction. Meanwhile, Buster sat back in new box. He's just going to play sneaky beaky as the AWP rotates position, drawing their attention away from the backside as the flick misses out, but the kill comes in. The bomb's not denied. Mattis will still go down, and now it's Apex up against them all, and ZywOo continues to flank, and these two players have brought it back again. ZywOo with a double, Yakinda with a trade, and that's exactly where the last man is, a 1v1. Just hold down the defuse as ZywOo can't get there in time. That nade is useless. It doesn't even land right, and the outside split. Rotating up, putting utility into position, going to put some smokes up to the cross. Counteract it as much as possible. The Eagle seen ZywOo missing his first, second, third bullet to eventually connect. And now Magisk and a 2 versus 5 alongside dupreeh. They catch Yakinda at least. The incendiary back from Flit indicates what's going on, and the aggression from outsiders is getting punished here. Kicker next to drop. dupreeh now going to join his Danish teammate as both players at least give away the information. The Orpha spotted one out to the banana position. There's a rifle in the Flit. The bomb can't commit just yet. They need support here.
Yeah, flash over towards CT. Even getting the bomb down to a position is going to be tough. They need to keep fighting. Deal with Buster deep over to that right-hand side. dupreeh's got to clear him.
Nice set towards Flit. Jane with a backstab will hear that bomb plant tapped once. Won't go too overly aggressive with it. The AK in tree has been seen. Jane checking sight. Magic's not in a position to plant anymore, though. dupreeh runs out, pistol in hand. Jane can strike, and so can Flit. Patience was a virtue for the outsiders. In the area over at the stairs, try to block them out of the sight temporarily. Needs backup to get here, though. They are not rotating at all on the outsiders. They'll start those rotations now, just as Vitality are bursting into the B site.
Yeah, no util for Buster to work with at all. Flit with a flash over the top. Wonder how the teams play this. They try and gain the control out towards construction. Already, Buster's been able to spam one through the smoke and make it another onto ZywOo. The bomb's going to cross, and Apex deals with him.
Massive impact for Buster, though, setting up the retake here as Flit will get Apex after the bomb goes down. It's misuta in the 1v3 clutch. Watching that Coffin's entrance, watching construction for Flit to make his moves in. Kicker making his own moves out. He checks out that main entrance. It's all a case of timing. If misuta looks the wrong way at the wrong moment, then it's lights out for him. Incendiary to the new box. Instead, over at second, he gets his peek in and gets the kill on Flit. But Jane with the AWP so ready for the reface and ready for the 7th round for the outsiders.
Yeah, really like the way.
That a non-issue. He thinks he's fallen back to the balcony. Nades on Flit to 24 HP, and the AWP strikes back on one. Drops into the second. Flit bails him out. The quick scope shots, and the AK doubles up. But a 2 versus 2 situation favors Vitality on the HP alone.
I have no idea how Flit was able to get 2 kills in pit. He got triple naded down to such low HP, and now Yakinda's coming in quickly. He's hearing these footsteps from Apex jumping down.
Magisk also taking some damage there on the site itself. Yakinda leaning forward. Head scene. Spray comes up good for Yakinda. It's Apex in the clutch. 1v2, not impossible as he finds the angle and almost finds the second man. Tag on Buster to 30 points of health, but it is around for the outsiders.
Again, I'm still shell-shocked that Flit is able to find as much impact as he did.
We're seeing from the outsiders, we saw from Vitality on that first map, so don't count them out just yet. He's down initially, starting off things well for Vitality. It's not quite a kill.
These Julies, good range to work with. Trying to see if he can get around the half wall. He's got teammates with him. Outsiders are running into a trap here.
Julie standing by. dupreeh gets away with one decent frag. Apex is straight back. dupreeh doubles up, trying to make it a triple if possible. The headshot's perfect. He's finally overwhelmed, and misuta now has it covered against Jane, who will eventually fall by their own cash status. Smoke set in on the boiler. It's ZywOo with the opening frag. Down at banana, kicker falling. Flit finds dupreeh out in the apartments. Magisk can strike on Buster in at brackets. He's the only player on this A site, though. Second man's already crossed back, and he does find Flit somehow in the interim. Meanwhile, Yakinda caught off over Archers, gets 1 kill and 2. Tries to get that third and reads misuta well, but is unable to find the pick back. Now it's James standing alone in his own clutch situation. AK in hand, the bomb on his back. Both players in his vicinity.
You'd have to imagine walking into Magisk is going to be a tough one. It's a matter of timing to start getting the mind games forward, out from the long contact. He's not looking, but he's actually been able to catch a timing.
Jisk. Is he going to check Speedway? His back's turned. He still thinks that he's going to be playing towards the A site. If James goes for the big wrap, the misuta could get caught in the back.
I think he's read it.
AK looking at tree. And the headshot comes forward for the CT. misuta with a double up.
They might even want to try and retake this.
It's set, Masuta flashed in, Buster spotted, and the kicker lines up for him the same. Two lineups given up there by the Outsiders, and a 5v3 for Vitality. ZywOo now, next up, sees the gun barrel of Yekindar, does not fire first.
Now, surely they're going to funnel them into ZywOo now. Now that they've taken Banana, this is where the T's have got to act in brackets.
Ball out position, flash over to that short position. One player in the apartments. Flit's been spotted, but ZywOo doesn't connect the shot. Incendiary goes back down. Flit's going to get forced away.
Now, Outsiders know the AWP's over to this A site. Magisk just jiggle peeking. They may have seen him into the pit.
Flashbang in from that man. We'll try peek ahead of it. Molotov will try driving back. ZywOo also caught up in a flashbang, but no one deals with him. Flit trades back. Magisk, the rifler in a pit, dealt with. James, the AWP, does find a pit back. The pistol of ZywOo gets it to a 1v2. It's all on Flit. Out of the apartments. Backup is on the way, but backup is not required. ZywOo with a double. Vitality sits at the quad wall, watching for the brackets. Entrance Masuta to wrap the corner against Kicker. All important kills. The CTs are caught on the rotation. We'll just go ahead and rotate right back. Magisk can catch a trade, so it'll be a 4v3.
And now, what's going to happen with the rotators? Do you stay at A? Do you stay at B? ZywOo's going to get pressured in. There's a player out to the apartments too from Flit.
Doesn't try and act towards the responsive. He could have called that trade there, but opts against it. ZywOo caught looking the wrong way. A second shot missed. He gets tagged up, but only by so much. dupreeh trying to bail him out, but ZywOo can only last so long. 18 seconds. They've got to get the bomb down to the site, and dupreeh is repositioned all the way back in the box. Corner Buster checks it. Still falls, as does Yekindar. And it will be a triple for dupreeh as well. A quadra in the round, and a 12. Is it? It's all a ruse. They want to play towards the B play, and they're still sticking with 3 here, Vitality.
Yeah, got the headshot angle too from that second Oranges. Very good stack play in for Vitality. Who's going to check the boost?
Smoke up the suppressed. Smokes go back down to the T side. Incendiaries on site, but there's a big gap there for the CTs to rest in. Apex turning away from dupreeh, playing against them. He's going to get caught by kick up regardless. Masuta on site, gets one. SMG of Apex lines up 2 and gets them both. Flit needs to trade it, but it's a triple from the MP9. The P2K's pulled out as well. James needs to tap him back. AWP finally lands his kill and should secure the plant in time, but there's 2 CTs on the way, and surely they just charge round the corner. Tap it.
The only thing he's going to see, if anything, is Flit on the lurk.
Turn at the right moment. He's caught looking the wrong way. Apex now has the info. The other 2 players are the Outsiders. They've got to act now. Smoke down to the cross. Molotov ahead at the construction entrance. Yekindar not checking the first boost. Masuta drops him. Jame with the AWP gets that frag. Now needs to hold on to 2 more. We'll stick the bomb plant in. Apex going for the blind shot attempts, but not quite on position. And now Jame. Flash turned away from looking to the edge of the smoke, now getting back behind the new boxes. They can see them. Apex on site to tap that bomb if possible. They hear the footsteps around the corner. Shot does not connect as the smoke goes up in time, but James gets his double up. His quadra in this round. The miracle worker needs the ultimate of miracles now. ZywOo's on the bomb. ZywOo's on the bomb, and James can't get there in time. What do you do when miracles are not enough? You lose out map. Stack for the CT side, which actually Outsiders might just do here. Yeah, commitment. Molotov smokes going down. Deagle tapping for ZywOo. Not hitting the headshots. Does catch kicker in the end. Buster with a decent responsive, and must know that Masuta is right back there as well. Deagle back, still doing its damage. Buster's back's turned to the other 2 CT players here. Apex on full, and now it's all left to Magisk here. Start back at New Box just to hide until the time is right.
Yeah, just hoping that Outsiders don't clear the bomb site, that they think that the stack was only 3 players, and that they don't check him completely.
Oh, Yekindar will get caught for it. That's a decent kill. Buster caught ding down as well. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
He's
no.
low. He's dead. The AK's in Magisk's hands, and Flit has got a clutch against an eco. dupreeh will get caught off guard. It's a 1v1 with a T-side player to save it, but it's an eco steal from Magisk to make it a 16-13. A 2-0 victory for Vitality as the Outsiders are sent outside of the series.
Oh my goodness, what a way to close it out there. That did not seem like it was the round to do so. My goodness, Jay, who would have expected that happening? Such limited weaponry, and they